Hey Sheeples!
Also, Vanakkam Sheeples. Vanakkam means hello or greetings in Tamil, and there's a reason why I am adding Tamil words to your vocabulary this week on Left on Red, and there's a reason why I look like this. It's because today's topic is quite personal to me. For most of you all who don't know, I am a South Indian. I am from Tamil Nadu, which means I'm a Tamilian. I am from Tamil Nadu.
I still find it funny that you have to keep stressing this. This is honestly like sadly you have to explain it, but yeah, it's this whole conversation basically. If you're wondering what we want to talk about, I'm quite sure you must be like you must have read the title saying misrepresentation of South Indian people in Bollywood.
Yeah.
And the whole idea came around because of one trailer that dropped 2 weeks back. Well, it's been around for a long time. Let's just say this conversation started between us because of that trailer. And it was not just her that had this specific conversation with in general. I saw a lot of Twitter people talking about this. I saw a lot of people on social medias, Instagram, all these other places mentioning this. And then when you actually go out and talk to other South Indian people, my friends that I have gotten to know over time, I have learned a lot from their experiences and about this conversation that I had with her, I had with them, and I realized that maybe I was the one who was not understanding what was the true actual meaning behind what's going on. And what I'm trying to tell you about is this one trailer which was about this movie about 2 South Indian individuals who are about to get married, and it doesn't seem bad. It seems like, oh, it'll be a sweet story about the whole journey towards marriage and the whole what happens in between and all the ceremonies and all those kind of things. But from what I hear, and this is again me being very ignorant about the whole idea that this wasn't right, is when I got to know that they weren't represented properly. The traditions, the values, the way even the script, right? The way they are speaking to each other. One thing is, it's like they're talking to each other in Hindi because it's it's for the Bollywood thing, it's fine, it's in Hindi. But there are moments that they are speaking in Tamil. And those, even that script is fudged up. Yeah. And that's kind of sad to hear because when it's supposed to be these 2 people who are from that community, doesn't make sense that they can't even speak their own language.
For the longest time, Bollywood has either not written stories about us, or the few characters that were written about us was so stereotypical. Mm-hmm. It was the only reason of that character was it to be comical. You know, the only reason of that character in that whole script was for other people to laugh at them, and that's the only representation South Indians have got in mainstream Bollywood cinema. And over time they have writing stories like this one where they are both main leads are South Indians, and even then they are stereotyping us so much that they are getting it wrong. It is not an authentic version of us. They make everything seem like, we are all about Sambar and Rajnikant and Ayyo and Sambar and Rajnikant. There are so many other layers to us. And a lot of people tell me, oh, it's just fictional, don't get so emotional, don't get so sentimental. But every South Indian feels this way about this thing that's happening. And there's a reason why, because it reflects in our lives, in our real lives, because these are real identities you're talking about. It reflects into bullying, it reflects of people laughing at our language, laughing at our accents, laughing at our identities, because that's what they think is right, because that's what's shown to them. They don't have enough education on this aspect.
And it's sad to hear this because there's so much human aspect that is required, because at the end of the day there's much more to a person than just 3 defining traits that people think they are defining traits, which are not, right? They aren't even close to being defining traits, because each person is different, each culture is different, they represent different things, and when you generalize, you get what we get represented throughout most of the common media, let's just say that. media that you will see all across, but not in the South, because South people know each other. They know what kind of content they're making. It's their lives, it's their journeys, it's their stories, and unfortunately, that is not shown correctly to everybody else. And it hurts to hear when I like speak to my friends and hear that they had to go through bullying as they were kids because of these kind of things, because of the whole accents, because of Yanna Raskala and all those kind of things. So,
By the way, that's not a thing. Like, no South Indian has ever said that. It's a thing that it's a dialogue that Bollywood wrote that they thought was us.
No, but it's sad, right? Like that's the thing. And what people have a percent, even though people might not have the baser thought more than that, they'll just see it on the screen and they might not think higher than that. When you actually meet a person from South, the older people might like not show it and all those kind of things. Like they don't have those. They might be a little judgmental in many ways, which is not great, which again stems from a lot of different things. But when you're a kid, you get easily, I guess, influenced by all of these different medias. You have a particular thought process. You maybe see this person in a different light, and that's what maybe was happening with these kids when they were growing up.
I moved to Bombay when I was 16, and my school experience in Bombay was so horrible because the only reason I was being sort of bullied is because I was a South Indian. You know, my accent was funny to them, the words I was using was funny to them because I was apparently not using the cool words. But I didn't, like, I was a kid, I moved from a different state. There was so much cultural difference and they were not accepting of that difference. They made fun of that difference, and I sort of carried that trauma over for a very long time. And it's just not my experience. A lot of people who have moved away from home, from the South, have experienced bullying or some sort of, like, you know, stereotype that's affected them in real life. And that's happening because people, like, being ignorant about us has become normal. Like, it's like not a lot of people care to educate themselves about us. It's so simple. It is 5 states, it is 5 languages, there is Google, it's 2021. Like, come on, like, you all have one job.
Yeah, honestly, it's just it's genuinely simple enough to learn once you actually. Again, I'm quite sure when you Sheeples have conversations with your friends who are from the South about all of these things, maybe, hopefully you will at some point, if not now. Just know that maybe these individuals have gone through their own experiences. They might not have spoken about it, but you know what, it's never wrong to acknowledge that, okay, I am here for you, I hear you, and I want to know more about you and your culture rather than just having the media outlook of what they are. Because we all know the general culture for that is shown in Bollywood, that is shown, or at least we learn about, which is the whole basic North Indian style culture, where again there are so many other subsets, right, within all of these, and without even going into that, like, we don't understand how different each culture can be, and sometimes that missing that does, like, it can cause a lot of, I guess, pain for a lot of different children because they feel left out.
Yeah, we feel underrepresented is one thing, but also the little representation we get are misappropriated and we are misrepresented, and these are real identities. We are real people. Like, and you keep getting it wrong every fucking time, and it's happened over so long, and it's actually affected us in so many ways in real life. And it's just not me. Every South Indian feels the same way, and at some point, I maybe not now, I don't know when this would change, but at some point, like, films are a medium to sort of, like, educate, and they should use that powerful tool the right way.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, there are 2 aspects to it, right? You can, when you're in a comedic setting, you can have that comedy aspect of it, which is fine, but then when you're in a serious setting, why are we still getting that stereotypical comedy for representing people who are always like that? They have different kind, like, I guess, emotions, base emotions, different ways of reacting to things, and we always get that one joke that ends up coming through.
Yeah, don't make
So-
jokes at someone else's expense. It might be funny to you, it might
Yeah.
not be funny to them. It's
And like, yeah, we aren't saying like don't make comedies. That's
Yeah.
fine. When it comes to different kinds of movies, get the right stuff to happen. And I mean, this conversation has been going on for a very long time. I think we aren't novel in coming out with this idea of, oh my god, this is something you all should know. It's there. It's out
been
there.
happening, yeah.
Talk to the people around you. You will hear why it's out there. The only thing is they are being left on red. So we can't do anything about it, but we are trying to, and hopefully, even if this doesn't cause like any oh my god massive change or whatever
Yeah.
in your thought process in every day, the only thing we ask is just be open to your
Yeah.
friend, listen to them, and give them a hug because they've been through stuff. And I think till then we can see you later. Bye.
Hi, Sheeples.